Hi everybody and welcome to week 5. I hope that you all had a good week. Last week was an important one, week 4, because looking at online materials and social media, that covers a lot of ground. So of course in the regular semester that's often split into 2 weeks because just considering organizational websites alone can really go into a lot of detail, and then social media has so many different facets that it's hard to cover all that in a short amount of time too. But hopefully between the lesson and the reading, you got a good sense of some of the best practices of both building a website and social media and why they're both important to external communication. And then I tried to design the discussion and the activities so that you'd be thinking more about the interplay between online media and traditional media, as well as giving you some practice for planning social media. So I tried to make it both big level, looking at how online and social media fit into external communication overall, as well as tactical, so looking at how you can plan social media. And then your Media Kit deliverable, if you chose to do that particular supporting material assignment, was due on the 9th. So I'll get to grading all of these today and tomorrow, so you should have most of your feedback by midweek. And then I have graded everything else that you've handed in so far this semester. So if you have handed something in and you haven't received feedback on it, please let me know and I'll go back and grade it. And don't forget, as you get feedback on your media release and your campaign outline and then your Media Kit materials and so on, you should be taking that feedback that I'm giving you and going in and making the corrections, seeing if there's anything else that can be cleaned up or tightened, and then preparing it for your final portfolio, which is what we're going to get to today, or at least the portfolio part of your final portfolio. So this week we're looking at we're splitting into 2 different topics. The first is controlled media, and that is the media that's most often referred to as paid media. So we have uncontrolled media, which is traditional media. So media releases, Media Kit, we call it uncontrolled because even though we can create great media releases and great media kits, we don't ultimately have any control over whether a newspaper picks up our media release and prints it in an article, or if they do, we have no control over how they actually present it. So that's called uncontrolled media. The benefits to that, you get third-party credibility being published in a newspaper, and it's free. But the bad part is you don't have any control over the content or the timing. Controlled media, on the other hand, is media that, again, you create. You have full creative control, and then because you pay for it, you also have a certain amount of control over the timing and the placement. So again, this would be advertisements, direct mailers, commercials, and materials like that. For the purposes of this class, we're primarily looking at brochures, flyers, posters, direct mailers, and a few other pieces. So that's what we'll be looking at in the lesson, as well as your reading for this week. And then additionally, I want you to get started on creating your portfolio. So I put up a video about midweek last week detailing the requirements for your final assignment. So if you didn't look at that, go back and look at that video because I give a lot of detail about what I expect in the final assignment. And so we're preparing for that this week. Sorry, I'm getting lost there. By creating your portfolio. So as I said in my video about the final assignment, you can use any platform to host your portfolio. So I have a tutorial here for WordPress that is probably the most robust platform that you can choose from, but it's also a little bit more complex than some of the others. So if you wanted to go for simple, I would suggest Wix, which is Wix, or Portfolio Box. They seem to be, based on student experiences, a little bit more intuitive. And honestly, I think they look really nice too. They're pretty clean. So I think WordPress, Wix, Portfolio Box, for the purposes of this class, always go with the free option. I do recommend that you keep the portfolio you create for this class, add to it, and then put the URL on your resume as you go out and apply for jobs. But until you decide to do that, feel free to just use the free version of any of these websites for your projects in this class. So basically, you're going to go in, you're going to create your portfolio using whatever platform you want. And what you need to do for your portfolio is put a professional picture of yourself on the homepage, put a brief professional bio of yourself on the homepage, and then create a page for each of the major assignments that you worked on. So that would be campaign outline, and then whichever 2 of the other 4 assignments that you chose. So media release, Media Kit, online media platform, and then, even though it's not written here, the controlled media deliverable. So again, you're choosing 2 out of those 4. Whatever 2 you choose, create a page for that on your portfolio. You do not have to upload them yet, but you do have to create the pages for them. I want to see that you have that part set up before we go into the final. And that is about it. If you have any questions, just let me know. The WordPress tutorial should work, although sometimes, and I don't know which option students choose, it seems like half of the class has the prompts that are on my tutorial, and then the other half of the class, it ends up a little bit different. So again, if you need help troubleshooting, just let me know, and I will do my best to help you online. And then your other assignment for this week, let me go back down to week 5, is, I believe it's a discussion here. Let's see. Oh, controlled media critique. Here you go. So basically what I'm asking you to do is find a piece of controlled material, whether it's a brochure, newsletter, or direct mail package, and critique it in terms of what you read in the chapters, or the chapter on controlled media this week. And then I want you to upload a photo or an image of the material that you're critiquing for me to see. And again, I say here you can use Google if you don't have a hard copy. And then just follow these prompts and respond to one classmate regarding their example as well. So it's pretty straightforward, but I think it will also give you a really good sense of what the text is talking about. So it'll let you apply what you learned in the text to the assignment, and I think it'll really help you if you choose to create a controlled material when that major assignment is due. If that's one of the options you choose, I think this exercise will be really helpful in seeing what other people did that you liked and didn't like, and then how you want to create your own. And that is it. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out and let me know, and we can meet via Zoom or possibly face-to-face on campus. And again, just please check all the feedback that I've given you. Some people I ask to kind of rework or redo assignments, so if that's you, please do that in enough time for me to give you feedback again. All right, so have a great week, and I will see you in the classroom.